This segment is sponsored by MEDARVA Healthcare.
The MEDARVA Healthcare Virtual Science Fair is up and running. Submissions are accepted through May 15th at 11:59 p.m. Be sure to get started. Joining us today, Bruce Kupper, President and CEO of MEDARVA Healthcare. We're joined by a full team here. Camille Shire, Miss America 2020 VCU School of Pharmacy student, and one of the other judges from the team, Dr. Linda Costanzo with the VCU School of Medicine. She's a professor of physiology and biophysics. It is amazing to be joined by all of you. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks.
Thank you for having us.
Bruce, this is such an incredible project. We talked with you before as this launched about the motivation and doing this now. So many of these sweet science projects may not have been seeing the light of day. And this is a great opportunity for students to remain engaged.
It is. And during this COVID-19 pandemic, I'm hoping that the students are realizing while they're sitting at home that science is going to be the solution to this problem, and it's going to be the solution to many problems to come. And so we value the importance of research. We have funded research over the last 15 years at MEDARVA to the tune of more than $4 million. And partnering with Miss America and Linda Costanzo allows us to move the emphasis forward.
It really does. And both of you have signed on as judges for this fantastic virtual science fair. This is going to be a lot of fun. Camille, you have such a great story. First, congratulations. We love having Miss America have the connections to Richmond. It's great to see you and really cool to have you as part of this project.
Thank you. This is really exciting for me to be a part of. I advocate a lot for STEM education throughout this process in becoming Miss America because I do science as my talent at Miss America. And so it has been a wonderful opportunity for me to really advocate for creativity and exploration for those students. And so for that reason, I'm particularly excited to be a judge in this and see the creativity that these students are able to make and the way that they're able to innovate through even just the things that they have at home.
I was reading a little bit of background for you, Camille, and it seemed like you had put together this talent, right? This project for the Miss America pageant. And it was almost as though no one was more surprised than you, but bringing it all together, that passion for science and something that's important to you and learning, and then sharing that passion with others.
Yeah, I have fallen into this science education piece that I never expected to, but it was because of my science demonstration that I did on stage. And it really is a performance. And I think that part of the talent is the ability to communicate the science. And that's something that's really important as a scientist and as a researcher, is being able to communicate the things that you're understanding and finding. And so for that reason is why I did it. And it's a really fun visual representation of a science experiment and kind of like a reaction that is then, it's entertaining for everyone, whether or not you are a science lover or not. And hopefully it can kind of spark interest in those who maybe didn't think that science was for them.
Which is perfectly aligned with what the virtual science fair is all about. And Dr. Costanzo, you really can appreciate, certainly at the collegiate level, this passion for science and learning begins very early. You don't just wake up one day and decide, I'm into science, right? This is something that's a lifelong learning process.
Absolutely. I really enjoy what Camille just said about the communicating one's passion for science, because I think that's often how we as scientists can hook kids early and encourage them and encourage that spark that they may have in science, because they are our future. As Bruce said, they are the pipeline that we're going to invest in. So when I think about my so many of my colleagues at VCU, I've been there for 40 years teaching medical students and doing research. And when we compare notes about what got us into science, it was almost inevitably a middle school or high school science teacher, science class that hooked us. Mm-hmm. And then we were encouraged, as MEDARVA is doing with this virtual science fair, to continue. So just really want to see these kids choose science if it is their passion, mm-hmm. go into virology or physiology, become physicians, scientists, MD, PhD, epidemiologists. We need this so desperately, as the COVID emergency has shown us.
It's true. We are living these times right now. And Bruce, this really is the motivation for all of this to come together. And I know we talked before as the project launched, as the Virtual Science Fair came online for submissions. You're hoping for these great projects, but I think as both Dr. Costanzo can attest to and Camille as well, they don't all go perfectly, right? So you're hoping to see maybe a couple of, I think you said epic fails as well, to just see, the lessons that might be extracted.
We are. So often the kids are forced to do a science project as part of their curriculum, and we really want them to get excited and see this as fun. And part of the fun is that sometimes it goes horribly wrong, not to the extent that it destroys their mother's dining room, but I've learned over the years that we learn as much from a failed project as we do from a successful project. And so we really just want to encourage the students to try. And if it goes well, great. And if it doesn't go well, we still want to see that project submitted.
Absolutely. Well, Bruce Cupper with MEDARVA Healthcare, thank you so much for launching this amazing project.
We're happy to do it. We're excited. And we appreciate two great partners as judges, Dr. Costanzo and Miss America Camille. And we think it's a great effort.
Thank you so much. And Camille, thank you for being part of it. This is really an inspiration for so many.
I am so thrilled to be able to be a part of it. And also as someone who sees Richmond as my home, to be able to kind of virtually come back to Richmond from where I'm located now is just a wonderful opportunity for me as well.
Well, we're glad to have you. And Dr. Costanzo, you as well, part of the judging team, a great lineup. Thank you again.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. We'll share all the information so that you can learn more about the MEDARVA Virtual Science Fair online.
Mark your calendars for MEDARVA Healthcare's Virtual Science Fair. Submissions are open until May 15th at 11:59 p.m. It's open to any student in grades 6 through 12. Learn more and submit online, medarva.com/virtual science fair. Give them a call, 804-775-4500. And of course, you can find them on social media at facebook.com/MEDARVA Foundation. And stick around, we'll be right back.